Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow Room. Oh, and we keep flowing over with Rachmaninoff. Yeah, so let's get right to it. Here's the latest clump. Here's our rock clump of Rachmaninoff. What's in this clump? Okay, first, Piano Sonatas 1 and 2 with Alexis Weissenberg. Now, as I've said before, Weissenberg is controversial for his interpretive stance, which some people regard as sort of hacking and burning and icy cold, and others kind of find thrilling. I like his Rachmaninoff. I find these performances to be rather exciting. His recording of the preludes on RCA is sort of the way to go if you want to hear him do Rachmaninoff at his best, but this isn't bad, and it's the second version of number 2, the shorter, trimmed version. Some people like the bigger, heavier, thicker version, but hey, what can I tell you? Anyway, Weissenberg didn't make that many records. He was sort of, I don't know, an odd guy in the world of piano whatevers, and so people collect him because he was sort of an odd guy in the world of piano whatevers. Here also, Boris Barowski. He was another slash and burn pianist. He was known as a pounder with Piano Sonata number 1. And the Corelli variations, the variations on the theme of Chopin, the Chopin variations. There we go. Yes, let's get that straight. Exciting and direct and loud, right? That's what we go for some of that stuff. Oh, this is weird. What fun. Okay, EMI Classics, the New World Symphony with Eric Leinsdorf in the Los Angeles Philharmonic, coupled with, are you ready? Rachmaninoff 2 with Alfred Wallenstein, 78 minutes on one disc. This is the cut version of the Rachmaninoff 2. I had this. This was in my mother's record collection, and I had this when I was a little kid, and I loved it. I really did. So I got it for sentimental reasons, and Wallenstein's performance is surprisingly good. I mean, it's a direct, no nonsense. 9 minutes and 50 seconds of the heftily trimmed adagio, but really it's flowing and it's exciting and classical, sort of, not one of those romantic indulgent things. It's really, really fun to hear for me. Again, you may enjoy it too. And the New World is kind of fun too. No repeats, just fast and loud and let it happen. Van Cliburn, Kondrashin, Rachmaninoff Symphony number 3, kind of a classic. And the Prokofiev Piano Concerto number 3 with Walter Handel from 1960. This was, Cliburn at his young freshest. It really is. And they're lovely performances. They're romantic. They're everyone says that about Cliburn, but, he wasn't a pounder. He was a lyrical, singing kind of pianist. And certainly with virtuoso chops. Major virtuoso chops, but the overall impression you get from his performances is kind of a softer edge to them, and that's true of this Rachmaninoff third. The Prokofiev is really very good. It's really a very nice performance. I heard it again recently, and I was surprised at just how good it is. And people don't ever really talk about it because, Cliburn is one of those those pianists who people either sort of adore or disregard as, a one-shot wonder in the Tchaikovsky First Piano Concerto. But there was real substance there. There always was. And his style was his own, and it was lovely. It really was. Okay, Symphonic Dances, Isle of the Dead, Concertgebouw Ashkenazi. I find the Symphonic Dances to be too fast in the first movement, which is marked non-allegro. And, it's a quick performance. It's not very dancey. It doesn't have the character that I like in the piece. Ashkenazi makes no effort to really seek out the dark underbelly of the work and its, twilit half tints. Doesn't that sound poetic? And the Isle of the Dead's really good. The Isle of the Dead's fine, but the Symphonic Dances, doesn't do it for me. Oh, yes. Symphony number 3 in Vocalese with the National Phil and Stokowski. This is a Stokowski performance. What can I tell you? The Third Symphony is mangled and mauled and stretched and pulled and done things with. And, you either love it or hate it, but it's Stokowski, and so it's fun to listen to. Freddie Kempf plays Rachmaninoff. What a wonderful pianist this guy is. We get the original version of the Second Piano Sonata, and a bunch of etude tableaux. Let's see, Opus 39, which is a major, major work, wonderful pieces. And Kreisler, Liebeslied, transcribed by Rachmaninoff. Excellent. It's just an excellent disc. First-class sonics and intelligent playing. Really just a good, solid disc. And I wish that, there weren't so much of this stuff out there, that we could savor some of these newcomers and give them time to penetrate the musical consciousness of the listening public. But there just isn't. There's too much out there. It's impossible, but it's not his fault. Hélène Grimaud, Chopin, Piano Sonata number 2, and Rachmaninoff, Piano Sonata number 2. And it's the hybrid version of number 2. And then you've got 2 Chopin things, the Berceuse and the Barcarolle. This is kind of nice. This was before she started doing those concept albums about things like, water and cinder blocks and toadstools and all the other stuff that she started getting into. She's such a good pianist. I mean, if only she weren't such a loon when it comes to putting together these recordings, But this is good. It's nice. I'm not complaining. Now, here's the real deal. Yeah, Zoltan Kocis, his Rachmaninoff recital, and Phillips, which is just fabulous. You get the original version of Sonata number 2, one of the great recordings of that. Oh boy, is it fabulous. I mean, he oleaginates the thickets of notes in the second sonata quite nicely. I mean, it's beautiful. And then you get a whole bunch of preludes and other goodies that precede it. This is a classic Rachmaninoff disc. It always was. Everybody loved it. Kocis is fabulous. Yeah. And last but not least, the Riner Sound. Well, this is under Rachmaninoff because it has his Isle of the Dead, which we've already talked about in a previous video because it was coupled in this French RCA twofer, coupled to the Pavo Berglund Third Symphony with the Alexis Weissenberg preludes. But this has got Ravel, Rhapsody Espagnole, and the Pavane Liszt's Totentanz with Byron Janis, which is fabulous. Let's see, The Invitation to the Dance by Weber Berlioz, and the Isle of the Dead. It is indeed the Riner Sound, and what a sound it is. So that does it for this clump of Rachmaninoff. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.